weekend during NETROOTS Nation, Cory Booker made an appearance and took a number of photos with people who were there, including one group that is supportive of Palestinian efforts. So the US Campaign for Palestinian Rights attended panels, handed out literature, and advocated for the end of the occupation of Palestine to secure a just future for both Israelis and Palestinians. Now, one of the issues that they feel passionately about is the West Bank and the wall that's been erected at the West Bank, and it's been erected so far into the West Bank that it allows the Israeli government to continue building settlements on land that's supposed to belong to the Palestinians. And so, look, that is obviously a long, heated issue, and we've gotten into it before, but the heart of this story is Cory Booker posing for a photo with this organization, and during that photo, he held a sign. So let's show you this picture. It says, from Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have got to go. Now, apparently, within hours, his campaign disavowed the whole thing.
That's unreal, man.
So interesting.
You know, I saw this in a backwards way. I saw that he had disavowed the sign, but I had not yet saw the picture. So I was waiting for the sign, like, oh, what does this say? Does this say something that some people might find benign, some people might find offensive? We're like, end the Zionist occupation, right? Then I wouldn't be surprised that Cory Booker walks that back and goes, and you might say, well, it is a Zionist occupation. I don't know what your stance on that is. I think the word Zionist in that context is gratuitous. You can agree, disagree, it's a healthy debate. But it didn't say that, it didn't say anything bad. It just said that a wall is not good and the Palestinians live under an occupation. That is obvious, that's clear. That's the one you had to disavow?
He disavowed it, and he did so pretty aggressively. So let me give you the update. As I mentioned, within hours, disavowed the whole thing, and his spokesperson came out with a statement. So I'm gonna read you the entirety of that statement right now. First of all, he claims that Cory Booker was unaware of what the sign said. He says, just before delivering a speech in New Orleans, Senator Booker was approached by dozens of people for photos. In one instance, amid the rush, he was posing for a photo and was passed a sign to hold. He didn't have time to read the sign. And from his cursory glance, he thought it was talking about Mexico and didn't realize it had anything to do with Israel.
So there's two different problems here. This is the first one. It's actually a smaller problem, but just please stop insulting our intelligence. So apparently this is a group that is the US Campaign for Palestinian Rights, and they had a conversation with Booker before taking the picture. So he knew that they were arguing in favor of Palestinian rights. It wasn't just that it was for Mexico. Look, and he's a savvy guy. Sometimes right-wingers come take pictures with me and then go, ha ha, how the hell would I know who you are? Okay, that's a different thing, right? If you ask me to hold a sign, I usually look at the sign because I know the tricks that people play, etc. But even so, if it might be that you took a photo and it was careless, it's no big deal, right? But in this case, you talked to the people, you did know what it was. Just, can you please not lie about it? It's just, say, hey, you know what, in that, even if, look, I think the second part is worse, but even if you just said, hey, look, at the time he held the sign, but reflecting on it, he thinks that it was not the right thing to do. Okay, at least that's honest, right? But they can't do that. But let's go to the heart of the issue.
Okay, so the heart of the issue is that Cory Booker has been a staunch advocate and supporter of the Israeli government. And in the past, on repeated occasions, has refused to criticize the Israeli government. I'm not talking about the Israeli people. I'm specifically talking about what the Israeli government under Benjamin Netanyahu has done with building settlements, which has led to a flare up in violence in the area when it comes to the disproportionate force used against Palestinians when there is a flare up in violence. And so Cory Booker, again, has always been on the side of the Israeli government, and that's that. But
and I just want to be even more clear about that. So you want to support the Israeli government, to some degree, of course, right? But that doesn't mean you should support all their actions. I support the American government, I'm an American. I certainly don't support all of its actions. Cory Booker doesn't support all the actions of the American government. So he doesn't, it's not showing loyalty to a country to blindly support whichever government is in power. That's preposterous. Otherwise, Cory Booker would have to say Donald Trump's right about everything, right? So saying that the wall is problematic is not even a controversial position unless you're a right-winger in Israel and you say, oh, no, that's it. We should just occupy them. They should know their place and they're terrorists and we need to go into their land and it's not their land, it's our land, it's Israel. These are right-wing positions. Even George W. Bush, when the wall first came out, said, it's very difficult to develop confidence between the Palestinians and Israel with a wall snaking through the West Bank. So Bush initially even said that the wall was bad. But now Cory Booker has a position so far right-wing that it outflanks George W. Bush. Now,
yes, that's actually true and shocking.
Yeah, now why? So let me pose one possibility. Cory Booker's top contributors between 2013 and 2018 were individuals affiliated with NORPAC, a pro-Israel lobbying group. So his top donors from 2013 to 2018 is a pro-Israel. In this case, there's pro-Israel groups like J Street. That's a totally different issue. They're progressive. You can be pro-Israel in a lot of ways. In this case, AIPAC, NORPAC, they're pro-Israeli right-wing. Cory Booker is supposed to be left-wing in this country, right? But they give him a lot of money, and all of a sudden, Cory Booker said, oh my God, wall, of course there should be a wall. Of course it should go exactly where it is. What do the Palestinians take their land? Of course. I'm so sorry that I ever had an ounce of sympathy for Palestinians. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. So he goes further. Look, and the thing about Cory Booker is, every once in a while we get pushback like, oh, I know, but be fair to Cory Booker, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to trick you, man. I mean, look, I wish it weren't the case, but look at everything he does. Look at the evidence.
Okay, so can I mention something that's actually not related to the Israeli-Palestinian issue, but just to make the point or help you make the point about who Cory Booker really is. So Cory Booker notices that the Democrats are now moving a little to the left, right? Now there's a progressive movement, it's a powerful movement, and it was a movement that was motivated by Bernie Sanders. And so he argues he got a lot of heat for refusing to lower the prices of pharmaceutical drugs here in the United States, right? Because he takes money from pharmaceutical companies. Got a lot of heat for that. So you know what he did? He said that he would stop taking corporate PAC money, which is applaudable, right? But more importantly, he would use a pause on donations from pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. What does a pause mean? A pause is essentially telling everybody, okay, I'm gonna do this to kind of trick you guys into thinking I'm progressive, and as soon as I get what I want, then of course I'm gonna take the pharmaceutical money again. No, we're not idiots.
It's so ham-handed. I mean, how do you not see that everybody's gonna see right through that? Saying, I'm gonna take a pause on taking money from pharmaceutical companies, says, as soon as you're not paying attention, I'm gonna take money from them again. If you're gonna lie, just go all the way, right? I mean, what a sham, what an obvious sham. If you don't want us to call you a fraud, stop acting like one. So now I'm gonna go back to the Israel issue, and it's not the only one that he's unfortunately not been upfront about, and another one where he has clearly supported his donors on. So he did not go to the last AIPAC meeting. He goes every time. He didn't go last time. Why? He thinks he's going to run for president, right? So he knows that there's a lot of activists who are upset with AIPAC because it's massively right wing. It's not a matter of being pro-Israel or not. We want to be pro-Israel and pro-Palestine. We care about all human beings. That's what the left wing stands for. AIPAC is right wing and right wing only. Okay, the whole charade that it's nonpartisan is gone, obliterated. No one believes that, okay? So Booker knows that. He doesn't go to their conference, so he can say, I didn't go to the AIPAC conference. Immediately after that, AIPAC representatives come to his office. Then what's the point? You had a meeting with them anyway. You told them you're gonna give them everything they want. And so, like, you think you tricked us by not going to the conference? And so back in 2008, he was at another AIPAC event, and he told people, look, I'm not like Jesse Jackson. You must be so proud. Okay, and he said, I'm not like the other African-American leaders, and I believe in Israel completely. Like, I'm not like the other African American leaders who actually care about Palestinians. By the way, African American leaders right now, let alone Jesse Jackson, et cetera, from the past, are doing wonderful work on this issue, including at NETROOTS, where this picture was taken, where black activists got up and, unconnected to anything that was quote unquote their issues, they said Palestinian rights are human rights and are black rights. We stand with our brothers, okay? Meanwhile, Cory Booker running away from them, okay? So he goes in 2008 to that conference, says, I'm not like just Jackson, et cetera. And he says, you know what you should do? You should find young African-American leaders like me and Harold Ford and even more, like we're politicians, but in other words, we're already in your pocket. You should go find them at good schools, take them to Israel, and show them all the wonderful things. It's like, look, taking people to Israel, God bless, there's nothing wrong with that. But what he's telling them is a how-to manual in how to buy future black politicians. Harold Ford, another one, corporate PACs up the gazoo, will back every Wall Street proposal, left Congress, worked on Wall Street, et cetera. So, Cory, we see you, it's so obvious what you're doing. And so now you're gonna go around pretend to be a progressive. Please, you know what else he did? Last couple of things here. He also attacked Reverend Jeremiah Wright. When Obama was having that controversy, instead of backing Obama, he went, can you believe what Reverend Wright said about Palestine? Tisk, 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 okay? Oh, yeah. Okay, gets worse. He says that his spiritual advisor is Rabbi Shmuley Boteach. Are you kidding me, man? Look,
spiritual advisor.
Look, we get criticism here for from insane people who think we're part of the Council of Zion and you're a Jewess and I'm part of the Jewish conspiracy. And we have a lot of Jewish hosts on the Young Turks. Okay, that part is absolutely true and we're proud of it and et cetera, right? But why would a person who goes out of their way to say, I have a spiritual advisor and it's a rabbi. Oh, you're so...
Some of my best friends are rabbis.
I know, it's so patronizing and it's so obvious. Okay, but you want to do that, it's embarrassing, but whatever, okay? Maybe randomly your spiritual advisor is a rabbi, maybe, okay? No one believes that, Cory, no one believes that, okay. But Shmuley Boteach is a massive right-winger. Why would you pick a right-wing rabbi as your spiritual advisor? Oh, have you ingratiated yourself enough? It's so sad. Last one, I'm not done with him yet. When Obama was running against Mitt Romney in 2012, and Obama criticized private equity because Mitt Romney worked at Bain Capital, who was the guy who rushed out to the press, got on TV and said, now I think those attacks are very unfair. I think the people that are working the private equity industry are noble and honorable people.
Are you serious?
Yes, Cory Booker.
I didn't even know about that. That's insane. Private equity firms have destroyed great companies throughout the United States. The most recent public example of that was Toys R Us. So, wow.
Look, there are good private equity companies, there are terrible private equity companies. There are some positive things that private equity does, there's some terrible things private equity does. But when Cory Booker rushes out there, you think he did that because he thinks all private equity is great, which would be a bizarre position to have, or that it's an earnest, no. The Wall Street guys donate to his campaign to no end. Apparently NORPAC is his top donor, which I didn't know until this story, okay? But Wall Street has historically been among the top donors that Cory Booker has ever had. So it's not that he is a right-winger on Israel or anything else. It's not that he loves Wall Street or private equity.
It's that he's a puppet.
It's that he loves whoever his donors are.
It's insane.
So now this guy tells me he doesn't take corporate PAC money anymore. For now. I mean, I love that he made that pledge, and when he did, I gave him credit. But if you're gonna do all this, can you at least not be so transparent? Well, now we gotta call you out on it.
No, I'm glad he's transparent.
Right?
Thank you for being transparent, because at least we know. We know who he really is, and we know what his intentions are.
So, spare me the talk about, oh no, Cory Booker's a real progressive, and did you hear he took the pledge? For now. Yeah, no. A hard no. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.